Some scenes don't just entertain, they change everything. They redefine how stories are told, how emotions are felt, and how cinema itself is remembered. You watched them before, but this time we see what truly makes them legendary. Today we're diving deep into 5 movie scenes that became immortal, moments that turned film into art. In this scene, time stands still. Katsumoto and Algren ride side by side into a storm of bullets. Swords against cannons, faith against machinery. It's not a battle to win, it's a farewell to an era, a dying culture's final act of defiance against the birth of modern Japan. Moments before the charge, silence reigns. The samurai prepare in ritual, armor polished, banners raised, faces calm. Katsumoto whispers a final prayer to the ancestors. Across the valley, the Imperial Army stands rigid, thousands of rifles, cannons, and Gatling guns gleaming in the sunlight. The field is not equal, and they all know it. It's not courage that drives them, it's acceptance. The acceptance that death is not defeat, but completion. Then the drums begin. The horses surge forward, banners snapping in the wind. Katsumoto leads with serenity. Algren mirrors him, transformed from soldier of fortune into warrior of principle. Arrows fly, muskets ignite. The first volley tears through their line, but they keep riding faster, fiercer, unstoppable. Ridley Scott filmed it with grit. Kurosawa would have framed it with rain. Edward Zwick chooses sunlight, purity. He lets us see every face, every fall, the poetry of futility. Each frame is a painting of discipline meeting destruction. When the samurai hit the front line, the sound shifts. Steel meets flesh, horses crash into rifles. For a brief moment, the ancient world wins. Muskets can't reload fast enough. Algren and Katsumoto cut through the ranks like ghosts of an age refusing to vanish. Then, the Gatling guns open fire. The scene erupts. Smoke, blood, motion. The samurai fall, but they never retreat. It's not tragedy, it's transcendence. The mechanical precision of the guns contrasts with the human grace of the charge. Technology wins the war, but honor wins the frame. When the smoke clears, Katsumoto kneels, wounded, dying. He looks towards the cherry blossoms and smiles. In his final breath, he sees perfection, the moment life and death touch. Algren kneels beside him, no longer an outsider, but a witness to the soul of a civilization. The samurai didn't die that day. They transcended into memory, into myth, into film. That's why this scene endures, because sometimes the most powerful victories are the ones we lose with dignity. The battlefield ends, but honor never does.
I come to this place of my ancestors. I never remember like these blossoms. We are all dying. To know life in every breath, every cup of tea, every life we take, the way of the warrior. Life in every breath.
What does it mean to be samurai? To devote yourself utterly to a set of moral principles. To seek a stillness of your mind. And to master the way of the sword.
In No Country for Old Men in 2007, there's a moment of eerie calm before the inevitable death, when Javier Bardem's Anton Chigurh sits across from Carson Wells, played by Woody Harrelson. It's not just two men talking. Wells enters the hotel room, confident, almost smug. He's seen killers before. He's been around the block. The Coen brothers shoot it quietly. No music, no noise except for the subtle hum of the air conditioner. Chigurh is sitting on the bed, utterly motionless, like a predator waiting for the right moment to strike. The camera lingers, static, unblinking, forcing us to sit in the silence. Their conversation's polite at first. Wells tries to buy time, tries to talk his way out. To this, Chigurh just asks one simple question that summarizes Wells' life philosophy. If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule? He represents fate, the kind that doesn't negotiate. When Wells says, "You don't have to do this," Chigurh doesn't even blink. "People always say the same thing," he answers coldly. That line alone captures the heart of No Country for Old Men, the futility of human reasoning in the face of unstoppable fate. What makes this scene genius isn't just dialogue, it's the subtext. Harrelson's character symbolizes human arrogance, the belief that experience, charm, or logic can protect us from chaos. Chigurh, on the other hand, is pure inevitability. He's not motivated by money, revenge, or morality, only his own warped sense of order. This meeting isn't just about a hitman killing a man, it's about a worldview collapsing. Woody Harrelson's character represents every human who thinks they can control fate. When his character realizes negotiation won't work, you see the shift in his eyes. Fear, then resignation. The Coens never show his death directly, we just hear the silenced gunshot from the hallway. That absence of spectacle makes it even more terrifying. In just a few minutes, No Country for Old Men reminds us you can't out-talk death. You can't bargain with chaos. And sometimes, evil doesn't even need a reason.
Do you have any idea how crazy you are?
You mean the nature of this conversation?
I mean the nature of you.
In a world drained of color, one hue dares to survive. Amid the black and white nightmare of Nazi-occupied Krakow, a little girl in a red coat wanders the street, lost, fragile, and oblivious to the horror unfolding around her. For Oskar Schindler, she's not just a child, she's the moment his soul wakes up. Spielberg stages it like a silent prayer. The camera follows her, weaving through the chaos, soldiers shouting, gunfire echoing. Everyone else blends into the grayscale. Faceless victims, indistinguishable suffering, until the flash of red cuts through the frame like conscience itself. Schindler watches from a hill, surrounded by officers who see efficiency in death. But his eyes fix on her, the innocence, the color, the life, all swallowed by machinery. Later, when he sees her small red coat among corpses on a cart, the illusion of neutrality dies. That's the turning point. The moment Schindler stops being a businessman in the war and becomes a man against it. The red isn't just a coat, it's a mirror. It reflects the last shred of humanity inside Schindler. In a sea of moral blindness, Spielberg uses one color to make us feel guilty, not comfort. The coat demands to be seen, the way every victim should have been. It's childhood itself, fragile, bright, and brutally out of place in a world that's forgotten mercy. Schindler's List is a shot in the black and white to show history stripped bare. But this one color reminds us that evil thrives when empathy fades. By the time the red coat reappears lifeless, it's not just Schindler who changes, it's us. We finally see what he sees: innocence murdered by indifference. One child, one color, one moment that pierces the armor of apathy. In the middle of genocide, Spielberg finds a heartbeat and paints it red.
I could have become one more person. And I
The desert, vast, silent, eternal. In this endless horizon, two men ride toward history. King Baldwin IV of Jerusalem, the leper king, his face hidden behind a polished silver mask, a dying monarch holding together a kingdom already slipping through his fingers. Across from him, Salah ad-Din, calm, noble, unshaken. A man who could take Jerusalem by force but chooses instead to extend a hand of peace. Their meeting's not a clash of swords, but a spirit. Two civilizations, eye to eye. No threats, no arrogance, only the quiet gravity of men who understand the true cost of war. Baldwin's mask gleams under the sun, elegant yet tragic. Beneath it, a decaying body endures for the sake of his people. It's a symbol of power built on fragility, leadership that must appear eternal, even when death is near. Salah ad-Din speaks with the restraint of a philosopher king. His strength isn't in armies, but in discipline. Every gesture, every silence carries meaning. His mercy is deliberate, not weakness, the kind born of a man who knows he can destroy, but chooses not to. Around them, the desert watches like a living witness, empty, timeless, reminding both rulers that all empires fade, all kings become dust. Yet for this fleeting moment, wisdom triumphs over pride. What man is a man who does not make the world better? That question echoes through the wind. Baldwin, knowing peace will not last, still fights for it. Salah ad-Din honors that, because both men understand that the greatest victories are not written in blood, but in restraint. No music swells, no armies cheer, only two leaders, face to face, showing that dignity can exist even between enemies, that respect can bridge faith, power, and mortality. In a genre built on violence, Ridley Scott gives us something rarer, a battle fought with silence and won with honor.
I pray you pull back your cavalry and leave this matter to me.
I pray you retire unharmed to Damascus. Reynald of Chatillon will be punished. I swear it, or we will all die here. Do we have terms?
We have to. I will send you my physicians.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Under the blinding lights of an American beauty pageant, little Olive Hoover steps onto the stage, small, nervous, unpolished, and utterly real. Around her, girls shimmer like porcelain dolls, caked in makeup, rehearsed smiles and choreography that turns childhood into spectacle. The irony lands instantly. The only child behaving like a child looks out of place. Directors Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris frame the scene like a mirror, not to mock Olive, but to expose the absurdity of the world watching her. Because Olive isn't the only one being inappropriate. It's the pageant itself, the adults, the judges, who have confused innocence with indecency. Then the music begins. Olive launches into her dance, a striptease routine her late grandfather taught her, meant in love and humor, not scandal. It's clumsy, sweet, pure, but the crowd gasps, horrified not by Olive, but what they see reflected back at them. Their outrage isn't moral, it's shameful. For a moment, her family wanted to pull her off stage to protect her, but then something changes. They see the joy on her face, joy untouched by the fear or conformity, and they realize Olive isn't embarrassing them, she's freeing them. One by one, they step onto the stage, dancing beside her. What began as humiliation becomes an act of rebellion. In that absurd, beautiful chaos, the Hoovers reclaim what it means to love without condition. The pageant crowd recoils, but Olive's family stands tall, united in imperfection. The brilliance of Little Miss Sunshine lies right here. Olive's dance, naive, awkward, true, exposes the rot behind America's obsession with the polished perfection. The real obscenity isn't her innocence. It's the system that sexualizes and commodifies it. By the time the song ends, the message is unmistakable. Authenticity is revolutionary. Love, messy and defiant, is stronger than judgment. Olive doesn't win the crowd, she wins something far greater. She reminds us all that joy doesn't need permission.
I don't want to be a loser.
You're not a loser. Where'd you get the idea you're a loser?
Because Dad hates losers.
Whoa. Back up a minute. You know what a loser is? A real loser is somebody that's so afraid of not winning, they don't even try. Now, you're trying, right?
Some scenes don't just entertain, they transform you. They pull you deep into the frame, forcing you to question everything you know about life, art, and emotion. These are the rare moments that reshape cinema itself, where storytelling becomes legend. Today, we explored 5 movie scenes that changed the world of cinema forever. If you felt something watching these masterpieces, hit that like button and subscribe. Until next time, keep watching, keep feeling, and never stop chasing the magic of cinema.